Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Lucas, who wanted me to do a commentary and then a review for Avatar. So I figured I would do the commentary first. If anyone wants to request any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, topics, tier lists, rankings, commentaries, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, to the CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And might as well get into it. There'll be a lot of time to talk about anything and everything in between on my mind with this. So thank you once again, Lucas, for your generosity. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. We have the Fox logo, which no longer is Fox anymore because Disney bought it and now is 20th Century Studios or whatever the hell it's called. So technically, this is owned by Disney now. And I know Avatar 3, Fire and Ass, or whatever the hell it's called, is coming out. I didn't even see the second one because I didn't like this one. I never liked this film. I saw this film back in 2009 when it came to... well, you know what? Technically 2010 I saw this because it came out in theaters 2009. But I waited until it went to DVD in 2010 because I didn't want to see this in the theater. I had no interest. And when I saw this on DVD, when I worked at the video store, Mr. Movies, I went, okay, has some nice visuals, at least for its time. But to me, it just didn't feel like James Cameron, didn't seem like James Cameron. And I know this was his passion project for the longest time. For the longest time, I've heard that he thought of the idea when he was 19. I've heard that he really wanted to work on it in the 90s. But I've heard that if he tried to do it, it'd be like $400 million. If he tried to do it, it did have the technology that he preferred. So he wanted to wait until the technology caught up for his vision. And then from pre-production to release, I think it took like 4 years. And, I mean, hey, it became the highest grossing film of all time. Yeah, I think it was the first film to make $2 billion worldwide. And, you know, that was 2009 it came out. And then all those years the sequel came out, and it still made a shit ton of money. And I'm sure the third one will, and he wants to do a fourth one and a fifth one. I think there's at least 5 of them total he wants to do, at least. So we have Sam Worthington here, guy in the wheelchair, Jake Sully, which, for what I understand, he was just living in his car at this time. Just living in his car. He wasn't really doing much of anything, and I've heard that Matt Damon was approached, but he was too busy doing the Bourne Ultimatum. Because again, this took years to do. That means you'd have to scan them, pre-produce all the other stuff to get ready for, because a lot of times the character will be CGI. You know they're bad guys because they slammed a damn paraplegic with a fucking wheelchair. But yeah, apparently Sam Worthington was living in his car, and then this came up, and I think the studio thought of Jake Gyllenhaal. And then James Cameron has said, well, I want an unknown... See, that's the thing. It's different stories. I've heard that Matt Damon would have done it if it wasn't for the Bourne Ultimatum. And he might have said no. Because it was on Hot Ones when he mentioned that. I don't remember the exact verbiage. And then James Cameron has said, well, I wanted an unknown, so you just think of him as the character, not as Matt Damon or such. So he wanted an unknown guy. Obviously, this helped this guy a lot. He got movies like Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans and Terminator Salvation because of this movie. Now, his career didn't really stay on that level for a while. I mean, he was doing, what, Sabotage and then these, like, direct-to-video films, direct-to-streaming. So I'm sure this guy is happy to be back doing Avatar 2 and then Avatar 3. But I don't know, did Sam even do anything between Avatar 2 and Avatar 3? I don't know. I mean, he's not getting, like, these big roles because nowadays it's just his voice. I'm sure his motion capture, but you hear his voice. So they don't look at him as Sam Worthington. They look at him as just the character he's portraying. So hopefully he gets some kind of good paycheck or get a little percentage of the just, I don't know. The idea like 1% be set for life. With how much those movies are cost, you have to think he'll get somewhat of a decent paycheck, you would think. But I'm sure he's happy there'll be, 5 of them. Because I'm sure this new one that comes out this year will make a lot of money too. But yeah, when this film came out, it got so much hype and hoopla and praise. And I didn't want to see a 3-hour fucking film in theaters. So waited till DVD. Like I said, rented it from the store. Well, got rented for free at the store because I worked there. Mr. Movies was the name of it. And I'm watching going, okay. I mean, Sam Worthington is not doing a bad job. I don't know if I really did care about Jade Sully. There's some nice technical aspects, but the story, it just seemed, I don't know. A lot of people have said it. Dances with Wolves, The Last Samurai, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, all the other things people have said. And hell, there are films I love and enjoy that are very similar to... I love Leviathan. Leviathan is similar to Alien, John Carpenter's The Thing, among other stuff. Only it's underwater. So a film not being the most... the original Star Wars is not the most original. You ever seen Flash Gordon? It's not the most original idea either. So I get that. But this one never got me. I didn't care for Stephen Lane as the bad guy. I know Michael Biehn was up for the role. He thought he had the role, but I guess James Cameron... Well, I got Sigourney Weaver already. If I cast Michael Biehn, it would seem like it's Aliens. I mean, why is that a bad thing, Jimmy? You got Kate Winslet in the second one. I mean, well, she was in Aliens, Matt. She was in Titanic. Well, I think people would have been happy to see Michael Biehn and Sigourney Weaver on screen together. But no, can't do that. For some reason, they just won't cast Michael Biehn in anything anymore. Go figure. When that was... you just say your best films had him in it. The Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss. Terminator 2, well, that was a deleted scene. I mean, the plot here is... You know the plot, but just to have something to talk about. This character's brother, twin, was died, so he takes his place. They're mining for this resources, because Earth is fucked up with resources, so they're farming for unobtainium. What an original name, unobtainium. What an original fucking name. So he takes his place, and one of the ways they do it is they get into these fake bodies called an avatar, to be one of the native people, the Na'vi, these 10-foot tall blue creatures, to mix in with them, learn about them, in order to then go in and get as much of the resources as they can. But then eventually he falls in love with the culture, falls in love with the girl, renounces who he used to be, realizes what's going on is wrong, and protects, like, we should not be trying to get rid of this group. We should be doing it in different ways, different forms, not annihilation. What we're doing is wrong, all that jazz. Like you've seen in other movies, other stuff. Of course, you see these heavy mechs. Seems that, you had the stuff in Aliens, the power loaders. And it seems like this is the next evolution of that. And those type of things you see in other films, like Edge of Tomorrow, for example, you would see time cruise control and those type of things. Yeah, we have Stephen Lane. Oh, that guy there. I always forget his name. Joel David. He was in Hatchet. Let me see how this works. Just in the midst of this, my internet's not doing the best. Joel David Moore. So one of the guys sitting there is Joel David Moore. He was the lead guy in Hatchet. I forgot he was in this movie. I'm assuming he's in the sequels. I'm sure he's happy with that because, payday. If he's in them. I don't even, to be honest, folks, I don't remember anything about this movie. So he could die in this movie and I already forgot about it. I really don't. I just remember he becomes an avatar, a Navi, falls in love with Zoe Saldana. Stephen Lane becomes the main villain, hamming it up, being very over the top. Sex intercourse is kind of like with their hair and connect like a damn USB plug, which I'm sure Jimmy Tammy will like to have up his ass with the AI juices flowing through him. Sigourney Weaver's in this, Giovanna Ribisi. Remember the line reading, "Just a bunch of trees. What's wrong with it? Just a bunch of..." Michelle Rodriguez. I think Sigourney Weaver becomes a Navi. Michelle Rodriguez and Joel David Moore try to help Sam Worthington. I forgot there was so much narration just to bring people up to speed. But yeah, I think I don't want to call him Jimmy Tammy because the James Cameron I think of for the Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, True Lies. With Titanic and this, to me, he's Jimmy Tammy. He's a guy like, apparently in this film, you can only have vegan food to eat. Nowadays, oh, I'm sorry I put so many guns in the Terminator because I don't believe in that anymore. And, oh, I need AI to help make my films look better, even though it's funny, like the dangers of AI and the Terminator, but now you're relying on AI, which do make mistakes on your films, but you don't want to see it because you have such a boner for new technology. I'm sure if you could fuck a computer, he would. And like I mean, it's his life, it's his films you want to make, that's fine, but I don't give a shit about five fucking Avatar films. I don't. The characters, the stories, I just don't give a whole lot of fucks about it. Now, from what I understand, that cigarette was CGI. I could be wrong, but I remember reading that that cigarette Sigourney Weaver had was fucking CGI. So I was just trying to listen to a little bit of the dialogue just because I like Sigourney Weaver. I mean, I don't. It's funny how Sigourney Weaver had kind of a issue with guns, using them in Aliens. That's one of the reasons why there's none in Alien 3. And then it was James Cameron kind of telling her to, hey, just do this for me. Now he's the one with issues with guns. Go figure. As a man once said, if I had to choose between my Glock and your faith, I choose my Glock. See, you know this guy's an evil bureaucrat because he's playing mini golf when you're not supposed to. Which seems like a typical thing. Like, if you're some asshole that cares about money, you got the fucking Thai business and you're doing little mini golf. Oh, shut up, Tad. Maybe the cat knows I'm watching this and he's getting pissed off about it. So, I mean, Giovanni Ribisi is kind of, it's just your typical slimy corporate guy. And there's films I liked in it, and you have your typical type of characters, but this film I never really got into. I don't want to keep repeating that ad nauseum. So I'm not saying much. It's just what they're seeing. Well, what's happened is just him getting the machine to get ready for the whole going to the Avatar thing. I mean, I don't really know what to say about the film. I mean, the trivia. I mean, you guys should look up. Granted, Wikipedia is not always the correct way for sources. Same with IMDb trivia, but I mean, see, I don't really care about the making of the film. Okay, he had this idea. Jimmy Tammy's a winner. He succeeded. Give credit where credit's due. He was able to make it work. They put all this money into it. 280 million or so, and then it will succeed. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the other guy does die in this movie. See, that's how little I remember about this film. See, I don't even care about the designs of the Navi. I just think they're just. I just think it's a ugly, lame design. This overgrown Smurf. This overgrown fucking Smurf. Why he's acting this so stupid and so dumb? I mean, maybe it's the idea he can walk again, but it's just so fucking dumb and stupid. So dumb and stupid to do. Idea that he's never walked before and all this other stuff is just so fucking dumb. I mean, I know this is supposed to be, oh, he's a rebel, he's so rebellious that he's got the gumption, he's got the energy, and it's the excitement of being able to run, he can't contain, he can't do any of that, but at the same time, it's like, you can't let the gods look at you for 10 fucking seconds to make sure on shit. And yeah, maybe it's something that these guys are just so fucking ugly. I don't want to look at them for such extended periods of time. Like fugly looking Smurf basketball players, lanky ass motherfuckers. I hate the design of them. I think they look ugly as shit. Like their eyes is probably the only thing I think worth a shit is their eyes. The rest of it, they just look ugly as fuck. Again, lame ass Stretch Armstrong fucking basketball Smurfs. Here's Michelle Rodriguez. Of course, Michelle Rodriguez, now known more for probably, you know what, I think people know her more for Fast and Furious than Avatar. Yeah, the Fast and Furious films. You know what? Let me look. I gotta look at Avatar 2 cast. I'm just seeing who's all in the cast here. The Way of Water. Just out of curiosity. Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, they all return. So she dies in this. Her avatar is revealed to have birthed T. So she's the 14-year-old daughter of her own character? And she appears in a video recording. Stephen Lane. Oh god, they brought back Stephen Lane for the second film? After being killed, he's resurrected as a recombinant. Oh my god. He would act as the main antagonist in all 4 planned sequels. Oh my fucking god. Really? Kate Winslet, Cliff Kurt. Oh, Joel David Moore is in the second one. Giovanna Ribisi. Oh, no, Michelle Rodriguez, so... Did she die in this one? Maybe she did die in this one. I didn't fucking remember. See, I told you I didn't remember anything. Let's see, that's how little I fucking know. Cameron liked her work in Girl Fight from 2000. Okay, Trudy Armand the Battle's heavy casualties. Okay, so she did die in this one. Well, there you go. So, never mind. So she was in the first Avatar. She got killed off, and then hey, she got to do all these Fast and Furious movies. So that helped her stay relevant as well, I guess. So yeah, he promised that we'll get your real legs back. But who knows how? I mean, maybe he was legit, maybe he was full of shit. I don't know. Guess we'll never know, but... I think what it is that, for a lot of things, number one, and I got the subtitles on. I could leave this off for a bit. I remember kind of sitting here going, he spent all these fucking years for this? Like glorified effects reel? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like just a glorified effects reel that goes on for 3 hours. Look what I can do with these effects. Because now I can go forward because I saw Gollum. Which, I mean, I don't even like Lord of the Rings. So, maybe just this isn't my kind of movie. This isn't my kind of movie, isn't my type of movie. So, maybe that's just the case here. Different strokes for different folks. I'm more of an Aliens, Terminator, True Lies type of James Cameron guy. And some people are more of an Avatar type of guy. Be my guest. It just, and watching this film, if I did not know who was directing it, and you go, okay, who directed this movie? I never would have guessed James Cameron. Never would have guessed it because it doesn't feel. It doesn't look or feel like James Cameron. Just doesn't. And so I'm just with these blue, tall, lengthy ass basketball players for a good chunk of the time. And I don't know if this story needed to take 3 fucking hours to tell. Like, did this really need 3 hours to tell this fucking story? I don't think it did. And you say maybe it was very much of a save the earth, save the rainforest type of plots, type of sentiment as well. So I get its intention, but sometimes it seems like it's a bit preachy. And effects wise, I could say, in all fairness, they did a pretty damn good job technical wise. I'm not big on, overly CGI movies, but is it well done? Yeah. I mean, like these creatures you could easily tell are CGI. I don't mind their designs, but I mean, I could tell they're not there. Sometimes some of the facial movements look really good on the Navi. But there's also sometimes I could tell that it's a bit, they don't move naturally, and you can only do much with CGI, let alone 2009 CGI. So cutting edge at the time, yeah. I know some credits they associated with the first time they saw Star Wars or the first time they saw Lord of the Rings, and hey, if you got that feeling, if you got that sentiment, be my guest. Nothing wrong with that. That's not what my sentiment was. If it was for you, I'm glad for it. But just so much hype and so much hoopla and so much regurgitation of just the best, the best, the best. I don't think you won any big awards though, considering how popular it was, or at least Oscar-wise. I don't think was Avatar nominated for any Oscars. So it was nominated. It was nominated for Best Picture, Best Director. It won Best Art Direction. It won Best Cinematography. It won Best Visual Effects. It was nominated for Best Film Editing, Score, Sound Editing, and Sound Mixing. But it won 3 Oscars: Art Direction, Cinematography, and Visual Effects. So a lot of the technical stuff. So it was nominated for Best Picture and was nominated for Best Director. I'm curious, what won? The Hurt Locker and Catherine Bigelow. And this is one you could get 10 nominated. Because back in the day, you'd only have 5. So The Hurt Locker, Avatar, The Blind Side, District 9, and Education, Inglourious Basterds, Precious, A Serious Man, Up, and Up in the Air. I mean, I could say that Up in the Air, Up, District 9, Blind Side, and The Hurt Locker I like all more than this movie. Her Locker, I do definitely see why that won. I do like the Her Locker. Blindside, yeah, is a bit preachy, but I do like Sandra Bullock, which she did win the Oscar. District 9, like District 9, yeah, in a way. I mean, District 9, it's not the same plot, but District 9 was more my kind of movie with this, where it's a human ultimately joining the aliens and fighting against the humans, and the human becomes one of them. Only this is an avatar, there is the mutation. So yeah, I guess in District 9 it was violent, it was bloody. I like Sharlto Copley's performance. It wasn't 3 fucking hours long. Didn't mind the effects in that, and they definitely didn't have the budget like this one did. So yeah, District 9, that's my avatar. Maybe that's what it is. District 9 is my avatar. And I like that more than this one. So, I'm surprised that was nominated for Best Picture. That's cool, but I didn't know that was nominated for Best Picture. That's pretty cool, though. So, they're being attacked by the creatures. And again, this is like something out of Lord of the Rings. Big CGI creature chasing another CGI thing. Are the films I can watch and enjoy that do this? Yes. Is it my cup of tea, bread and butter, what I go towards as my favorite things? No. You can't aim for shit, can you? How the fuck are you missing? It looks like he was missing all those shots. This is a giant big fucking thing that's right in front of you, and you're... Because you see, like, the other side, and it's like, it's going over here, and it's going over here. How the fuck are you missing? Or you say, well, we can't really show the bullet hits because that'd be screwing up the rating, but I don't know. It looked like he was missing a fuckload, honestly. But yeah, I wasn't... I mean, I prefer... like Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Hard Target and Broken Arrow and Aliens, and those are the stuff I prefer, where a lot of it is as practical as can be, and flesh and blood, and I don't know. Different time, different age, different strokes, like I said. Pretty much he jumped off the waterfall and got away from this creature. And now he's making a spear. I think he's fucking Arnold from Predator. I think because he's separated, then he's going to deal with the Na'vi and meet Zoe Saldana, and we don't trust you, you don't belong here, and then all of a sudden we'll start trusting them. And yeah, Zoe Saldana, who would later be Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy, among other stuff. Just her, that's a sign. This thing's saying, hey, don't touch this guy. Which obviously the Na'vi is supposed to be much like Native American sensibility in terms, because that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. That's what they're trying to do. Whether James Cameron admits it or not, that's what they're trying to do. I remember there were stories where people were ending their lives because Pandora wasn't real and they wanted so badly to go to Pandora. And I don't want to make light of that. I just brought it up because it was just a sad story that I remember hearing. Apparently, really did happen, and there was a decent amount of people. Hopefully, that doesn't happen anymore. But you won't believe me, but I literally got goosebumps in a bad way because of that. Because I remember hearing those stories, and it was unnerving in a sad way where I just felt bad hearing that. Like, whatever was going on in that person's life or people's lives, that they felt so lost, so hopeless, or so uncomfortable in their environment that they desperately wanted to live in a world, obviously a world that they felt passion about. I mean, do I get that level of passion for the film? No. I mean, it's very similar to other stuff. I don't think this film, maybe in designs of the creatures, but in terms of the everything else, there's other than the designs. I mean, you could even maybe argue if you look hard enough that the designs of the creatures aren't original. But if you take that out, everything else, I would say there's not an original bone in this fucking movie's body. I didn't. Does that matter, Matt? You like a lot of films that are not original. I know, but just I just think with the amount of hype and praise this got, it's like, really, really, this movie, really, teach their own. So sick of that damn cat. Cat annoys me. See the way she jumped with the arrow, it just with the movements and how like the body's like go over here and it's stupid to say fate because of course it's fate, but it just like a video game. No, not oh it's like a PS. No, I'm not saying like a PS1 game, but like a video game, yes. Again, there's certain facial stuff and eyes that look really good, but other points is like, god damn man. I'll have these on for a little bit. Now, of course, James Horner did the score for the film, so he was nominated for an Oscar. I think he won for Titanic. He had done Aliens with James Cameron, and they had a bit of a... things didn't work out the best because post-production was such a stress-filled environment. James Horner wanted to view as much of a completed movie so he could store it the way he could and usually does. James Cameron didn't have that. A lot of back and forth arguing, fighting, to a point that seemed like they were never going to work again. And then supposedly James Cameron had seen Braveheart and was a big fan of what James Horner did with Braveheart. So then, hey, I'm doing this film called Titanic. Obviously, that was successful. So then brought about for Avatar. Was this the last film James Horner did? I'm trying to remember maybe it wasn't. I'm trying to remember what the last film James Horner did. I'd have to look it up. So yeah, she definitely talking like native. You don't know what to do. You don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? I mean, how many films have you seen where you have the guy from the outside meeting the native girl, native person, and then clash of culture, clash of styles, and then go on from there? I've heard some people say they think she's sexier as this than in real life. I don't know if I would say that, but I've heard people say it. She's, or man, she's been blue and she's been green and those are the sexier colors she's in. And yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I would say her natural look, I think is the best. Like Gamora, I prefer that look over this. Like to me, I said I'm not big on these designs, and a lot of people were, but if you're like me and not really into these designs, and then you have to sit watch them like for another here 2 hours, over 2 hours, it just yeah. I'm seeing the Blue Men group, all the Blue Men group, over and over again. See what she says about these, like wannabe, not quite jellyfish, but whatever you want. They're all going towards him. Pure spirits. And now they're gonna suck your blood. No, not really. Yeah, was that just to show Zoe Saldana, hey, keep a lookout on this guy? Or whatever the fuck the case? I don't know. Maybe he'll play in a Gata Davida. He's banging on these plant drums. But I just had to think about it growing up. I've never been like a huge fantasy guy. I would say fantasy is definitely more of what genre this belongs in. You see sci-fi action, but maybe this for some reason for me just comes off more fantasy. And like I said, I've never been a big fantasy guy just growing up as a kid. Maybe that's another thing too. When I look at films and stuff I grew up with, like the type of films I grew up with was like Rambo, Predator, Commando. I guess the closest fantasy would be Ninja Turtles, but because they're in New York and they use martial arts and well, I guess they didn't really much on the cartoon, the original, but it's fantastical characters, but put into that I don't know, urban setting. As much urban you did on a Saturday morning cartoon that somehow made it fit for me. But like, I was never into Dungeons and Dragons. I was never into that stuff. I was never into a lot of the fantasy films back to the day. Some I liked, okay. I liked Labyrinth. I liked The Dark Crystal. I liked Willow. Do I love them? Are they like in my top 10? No. Top 20? No. Top 50? No. And other fantasy, like I said, I'm not in like the new Dungeons and Dragons movies I liked. I thought that was fun with Chris Pine. I thought that was a fun movie. Like that one I had more fun with. I, maybe because the tone of it tried to be a bit more, definitely more Guardians of the Galaxy with the humor and stuff, and I had fun with that. But it's not a film I rewatch over and over again, but I remember having fun with it. But it's just, it's not what I go out of my way to see. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. I'm trying to think of other big fantasy films. Harry Potter, I've seen all of them. Some I didn't mind, some I didn't like, and I don't remember a damn thing about any of them. Because I've seen every Harry Potter film. If you told me, well, what happens in the Order of the Phoenix? I'm like, I don't know. You seen it? Yes, but I don't know. I don't remember. I vaguely remember the first one, and then the last one being in two parts, and the first one was like a lot of build up, and the second part was just a big battle. That's it. God, all these like some ugly looking motherfuckers, I gotta say. These ugly looking motherfuckers. Stop playing with my tail, lady. I'm gonna punch you in the face. So what the fuck are you doing poking me? I about poked you in the eye. I know I said this before. This may be my least favorite James Cameron film. I mean, I keep calling Jimmy Timmy because of just the way he's been since Titanic. From, of course, you could say his shit don't stink because he made two films that were two of the highest grossing films of all time. And this one, and then even Avatar 2 made a lot of money. Avatar 3 will make so. He hasn't stumbled yet. And just again, his thing on I mentioned it before, the AI releases, and people are like, oh, these are a bit wonky, and him not wanting to listen to anybody, him thinking he knows more. What even back to the day, people who worked in Laserdisc companies said, well, yeah, he thinks he knows more than he does when he wants to, Aliens didn't look as good as it could because James Cameron is just very stubborn on certain things. And then like, oh, I love AVP, but then I hate AVP. I love Terminator. What the fuck was it? Genesis and Dark Fate, but then they're not that good. I'm like, well, make up your fucking mind. We all change our mind. I get it, but like, make up your fucking mind, dude. It's a whole lot of little things added up. I'm like, did Linda Hamilton take your balls in the divorce, dude? Maybe Linda Hamilton took your balls and went home. Wear them as earrings or a necklace like Sergeant Andrew Scott. And it's just feel, I mean, hell, you know what a film I liked more that did some of this stuff? Not exactly. Men of War with Dolph Lundgren in 1994. Dolph Lundgren was hired with this group of people to go to this island and to move them out because the company needs these resources. Dolph and the group are the outsiders. Dolph meets with Charlotte Lewis from The Golden Child and other stuff. Gets to know their land, gets to know their culture, appreciates it, likes it, falls in love, and sits there and goes, you know what? Let's see what they say here for any important information I haven't seen in a while. Sorry, just listen to what they're saying dialogue, so I don't miss some information. Because I'm sure I'm going to miss information that I'm going to be asking about later, and they'll be like, if you were paying attention, you wouldn't know what the fuck they said, asshole. Three months. So I just want to listen a little bit from time to time. I got the subtitles on, but just to hear a little bit. So sorry, sometimes there'll be moments of silence. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I guess probably not that important. But yeah, Jimmy Tammy. Yeah, his least favorite film. Maybe what it is, and I know it's not fair to say, but when you're so used to a guy making one particular type of movie, and yeah, he wants to grow, do something different. I know it sounds stupid. I'm not going to use the words betrayal or anything because I think that's a bit over dramatic. But you're like, because he's so used to making these really good fucking. Alright, here's the USB plug. So this one isn't for sex. It's just to control and stuff. But it's just when And when you see the Terminator and Aliens and even the Abyss, like the Abyss is less violent and stuff compared to those two, or even Terminator 2 and True Lies afterward. But the Abyss still felt like a James Cameron film. I don't know how to put it. It just felt, looked, seemed like it. And once he got so adamant about digital effects and technology, and that was first. I mean, you just say. You just say. I mean, how you just say he was doing it for Terminator 2 with the T-1000. To be fair. But to just go completely away from anything practical, anything real. I don't know, man. Like when he says, "Oh, if I could do the Alien Queen nowadays, it would be all CGI." I'm like, that fucking Alien Queen still looks better in Aliens than anything in this fucking film. Because it's real. You cannot get more real than real. They may get close approximations, but you can still tell it's CG. So he has 3 months to get to know the stuff and know what's going on and tell him the information. God damn, we still got fucking pretty much 2 hours left of this. So, okay, let's say Sam Worthington is here. You tell me at no point at any time no one's going to try to wake him up? Hey, get up. Hey, get up, dude. Hey, get up. Oh, well, I guess he's dead or he's in a fucking coma. He won't get up. Like, how are they so damn sure that wherever he's sleeping, no one's going to try to wake him up? It's just weird to have him fly out here when, someone's trying to wake him up, and how long it would fucking take for him to get back to the damn thing to get into his avatar body. Bit of a weird decision, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, there's never been a time where anyone tries to wake someone up, an emergency, or hey, I want to show you something, anything of that nature. But whatever. Maybe that's the case here, is that this would be another way to get into his body, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. Little floating islands. I don't know how they float. I don't know what makes them float. I'm sure they explain it, some with the gravity. So I guess I shouldn't ask. Of course, I have subtitles. I'm barely reading the shit. So that's my own fault. Idea, for what I understand, each time she has a cigarette, it's a CGI cigarette. Nope, there's the avatar pods. Man. A special tree. Oh, special tree. Yes, indeed. So downstairs got no ass. Got no ass. None of these Navi have any ass. Goddamn. Oh. There's a damn flying iguana, whatever the hell. Yeah, thank God all these animals have these fucking extensions to be able to hook in and ride. Thank goodness for that, you know. And that thing really don't do anything with your eyes. Any type of protection or anything, really? God, how did you have a rat's fucking ass about what's happening, man? I'm sorry, I can't help it. I just don't care. I don't care about any of this, man. Just not interested to me. Oh, well, I was mentioning Men of War, that film. And a guy coming across his culture, integrating it, supposed to be this way of getting the people out. They don't want to leave. The military comes. Our lead and other characters help the natives fight the military. Oh, in this case, the other rest of the mercenary group, the team, to protect the land and protect the people. So even Men of War it made me think of, and I much prefer Men of War. What was it? I'm sure they'll pop up late. Yeah. I think if you die in the human body, your mind will be trapped in there. And that's the decision he makes, I think, at the end. Yeah, whatever. So now they're hunting. Everyone got their, dreadlocks or whatever the fuck. But it has leaves and mushrooms. So at least some of them look like mushrooms. That right there looks like a mushroom. It was the fucking Mario Brothers. Just not that kind. I think that's why with Lucas, very, very nice, very generous guy, he had requested a commentary for this, and I denied it at first because, well, I said it's a pretty long movie, but he sent, very generous request, so I eventually did it, but I would kind of also think, like, what am I really going to talk about? Because it's kind of stuff that just, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's going through the similar things you've seen in so many other films that just feels very familiar, structure-wise, plot-wise. That the only thing hoping to go for it is the visuals. And when the visuals consist of these ugly looking designs, I don't give a shit about these Navi, like slanty basketball wanting fucking slanty ass Blue Man Group Smurfs with dreadlocks on and fucking hair plug-in extensions. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of this. I really don't. I don't give a shit. God damn, I don't. So because we know where, I mean, this is him getting used to the natives, him getting used to their culture, him trying to understand, bond, so that when the goal is getting closer, he feels conflicted. Much more conflicted about the whole thing. Yeah, you kind of tell because that thing had like the cigarette, because it had like this blonde ash thing and nothing was falling from it at all. Like the ash thing was like this far away, but nothing fell. So weird though, like that. Why even put it in the movie? I mean, you say, okay, it's a little habit and they need to quit, but like, is that worth all to do a fucking CG cigarette, like all these scenes? You'd be like, is it fucking worth it to do that? Aren't there like fake cigarettes you could do? But, it's actually more healthy, like something you do that's not actual nicotine. I thought there was. Of course, Ripley did smoke. Yeah, Sigourney Weaver did smoke as Ripley in Aliens. You have the cigarette and the ash, real cigarettes. Like, we have the CG cigarettes now. We have real cigarettes in a fucking film. I mean, Sigourney Weaver, I think she does a good job, but I do like Sigourney Weaver as an actress. She would be in my top 5 favorite actresses. I mean, I don't really agree with her stance on guns, and plus, I feel it's a bit hypocritical because so many films afterwards she would appear in a movie with a gun. She'd be in The Cabin in the Woods at the end of the film, and she has a gun. She would appear at the end of the movie Paul. She's the villain, she's at the end, she's got a gun. Almost the same thing. She was the Cold Light of Day, that Bruce Willis film. At the end, she was a villain, she had a gun. I'm like, you see a pattern here? And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Or dudette? You hate guns, but you're fine. Maybe she's fine killing humans, just not aliens. I don't know. Just a bit weird, her stance on guns, which is why she had no guns on Alien 3, because she was a bit producer. Like, she had control somewhat on Alien 3. And then later on it was fine. So I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, just been sort of a big montage of him getting to know the environment, getting to know the creatures, learn how to use a bow, and now he's with this group climbing this steep uphill thing to get to the top for the. See, I never really understood, like, this is a floating thing and it has like a waterfall. Where the fuck is that water coming from? Because if you're floating, wouldn't that water eventually run out? Because you're on this thing here and this water is like flowing down into. Like, eventually, it's like a cup. Like, if I took this and it's floating in the air and I do this, eventually this is going to be empty. It's not going to fucking have any more water left. So where did all the water come from is consistently still flowing down. I mean, I haven't seen it rain that fucking much. So they're like part of this big body of continent, and there's a ocean and there's a pool. So there's something that leads to this. It'll constantly float. No, it's not the case here. Sure as hell doesn't seem like it. Like that flowing water. I mean, it won't eventually run out. How so? So yeah, you go first. That way, in case you fall, I'll make it. So yeah, get your own. What was the other? I mean, many other movies have done this, but I try to think of the other movie and think of that just dipped in my mind there, where oh, here's a creature, you gotta wrangle it and try to ride it and make it your own. I'm not talking about this. What was it? I said a lot of them have done that. How even Crawl back to the 80s where you had to get your own fire mare and wrangle it, and maybe it wasn't even say like there's other, there was a horse. Yeah, I'd get that horse and wrangle it so you could ride it and tame the horse. And there's been other films too, sci-fi fantasy, that here's this creature you gotta wrangle, and even like How to Tame Your Dragon would do that stuff. Which, granted, that was I think that was after this. To be fair, but I know there's other. I can't remember all this shit, man. But it's stuff that's just very very familiar. And it's like you took all this time, all these decades to tell this story. It's not to tell the story, it's just to give again an effects reel. To me, this is a glorified 3 hour effects reel. Look what digital effects can do. Look what digital effects can accomplish. Because you can't tell me that it took him this long to come up with the story, the characters, the plot structure, when it's so goddamn familiar. Here's a wild horse. Yeah, get your wild horse and wrangle your wild horse and put the harness on, put the saddle on to try to ride it yourself. And I'm sure there's plenty of movies you could think of that have done that. Not just westerns, but other type of movies as well. And I'm sorry, these characters, I just don't find that involving. I don't find that interesting. So finally got his creature and you plugged his hair in, and now it's flying around. I'm trying to control it. Of course, don't go crazy at first. Seeing like he's going to crash, and then eventually we'll get control over it. Sorry about this. With the I keep doing my glasses, I keep, because the heat in Texas, I keep fogging up. So, or something like that. So I keep fucking cleaning them. I need to get new glasses sometime too, because the size of this, the corner of this is like stuffed up. So at some time I need to get new ones. I used to have my prescription. I know. Who gives a shit? I know. I'd rather talk about my goddamn glasses in this fucking film. But yeah, this is what James Cameron's remaining years and legacy is going to be, doing these Avatar films, because 2025 is part 3. Let's say the earliest Avatar 4 is 2027 and Avatar 5 is 2029. Let's say. And then probably take a long ass break. So he probably wouldn't even be thinking of anything until 2030. That is if he doesn't want to make yet another Avatar film, or, you know, retire or something else. So that's at least, you know, 5 years later. But at this time, could the James Cameron of today make a film like Aliens or the original Terminator? I don't think he could. I don't think he could. Just like a lot of these directors, time goes on, they get older, they get rustier, they try to appeal to people today, and at least some of them do, not all. And you kind of sit there and go, okay, how many times did we say, oh, a director lost? It's like Ridley Scott, Alien Covenant, Prometheus, Gladiator 2, and now he's like, oh, I want to do another Alien film. I want to do another Gladiator film. Why? Gladiator 2 sucked and it bombed. Alien Covenant sucked. You're the reason why people didn't get that Alien movie with Neil Blomkamp, who did District 9, and he wanted Sigourney Weaver and Michael Biehn back. The reason we didn't get that is because the studio went for your fucking Alien Covenant movie. God damn, shut the fuck up, Ridley Scott. And dude, you're 80 years old. Take a break and retire, dude. God damn. But yeah, Michelle Rodriguez, I see back there. Like you don't really see her in a lot of other stuff nowadays, other than Fast and Furious. Probably because they pay so much, so well, that she doesn't have to. Because what else has she been in? She was in, what was that one? The Assignment, the one with Walter Hill, where Michelle Rodriguez was a dude and became a chick, or was forced. Someone forcefully made the male Michelle Rodriguez to a female, because she played like a male, which wasn't convincing, and then because of some person's revenge, made her into a female. Then wants revenge on that. I mean, that was just a lame fucking movie. Awful fucking film. One of Walter Hill's worst. So yeah, this whole thing has been, they get the flying things, now they hunt creatures with the flying things. And people are going to say, well, you have to see this in a theater, and you got to get the theatrical experience. Okay, well that means you had a good theater experience. A good movie can be enjoyed anywhere at any time. When I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, I saw that on VHS tape. Same with Aliens. Saw that on VHS. I didn't see Aliens in a theater. I didn't see... Most of those films I didn't see in a theater. I saw on VHS tape. With the lines going up, you gotta fix the fucking tracking. So no. What it is... A good movie is a good movie regardless. If you can't hold up on home video, you're not a good movie. You maybe had a good experience in the... So you just say it's a good theatrical experience, that doesn't automatically mean it's a good movie. It can. But I'm sure people have had like good theatrical experiences, then you watch the movie later and go, I don't know about this. I'll admit, a part of me is a little bit surprised that Avatar 2 made so much money, because I would have thought, well, Avatar, I knew it wouldn't flop, but I would think, well, Avatar 1, it's been so long, and I know I'm not the only one that said, Avatar 1 wasn't really as good as people made it out to be. But lo and behold, people, so I don't look up on my phone exactly how much the second one made. And in case people ask, do I care about seeing the second one? No. Do I care about seeing the third one? No. And that's the thing, Avatar is like one of those films that okay, they made a lot of money. Even the second one made a lot of money, but then you heard no one talking about it afterwards. When the initial box office hype dies down, who talks about Avatar afterward? No one. You don't have people going out in Halloween costumes of fucking Avatar. Not that I know of. You don't have this shit going on, man. Not that I know of. Sorry about that. Just looking at the Avatar 2. Which, of course, that's 3 hours as well. Of course it is. Of course it is 3 fucking hours, dude. This is up the highest. I'll just say it. What are the top 10 highest grossing films of all time? Okay, do it then. Avatar, Avengers Endgame, Avatar The Way of Water. So there you go. So yeah, Avatar 2 became the third highest grossing film of all time. 2.3 billion. Jesus Christ. People still love the stuff. What can I say? People are still into it. Sorry about the... Avatar 3 will make significantly less than Avatar 2. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. You can't count James Cameron out. You can never count him out. You never know. You never know. And sorry, this whole thing is pretty much Stephen Lane talking to Sam Worthington, and Sam's having doubts. Stephen Lane has stayed the course. Don't be a bitch. Sam Worthington is liking and loving the people. So it was, yeah, even the sequel was nominated for Best Picture. $684 million in the U.S. and Canada, 2.3 billion worldwide. Again, people are gung-ho about this stuff, so I'm alone in that. And it's all about the visuals. It's all about the visuals. Like every time you see someone praise a film, it's about the visuals. Yeah. It is what it is. Is this the scene? This ain't the scene where they have sex, is it? I know it's a weird thing to ask and put it that way, but yeah, I don't think it is. I don't fucking know. Sex with the trees or something? I don't fucking know. Don't know. Oh, you see a little bit of purple nipple, blue nipple, whatever you want to put it. You see a little bit. You see a little bit. I mean, these are pretty much like flying jellyfish. That's really what these are like. If floating jellyfish, fish. Maybe they'd be called jellyfish, but floating jellyfish. You cheating on your boy? Gonna seduce the princess and get some poontang blue pie, some blueberry pie. Oh, yeah, this will be the sex scene. Oh, I think it is. So yeah, this is the sex scene. Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it. Great. Had sex with the blue men group. Blue dabby dee dabby da. Put the poontang in the pie. In the blueberry pie. Put the poontang in the pie. In the blueberry pie. Now, if she wakes up before him and can't wake him up, which that might be the case here. Yep, can't wake him up because he's not in the fucking thing. Because he's not in the thing. Hey, the sex was that good. What can I say? Hey, the sex was that good. The sex was that good. See, how do they not have any fucking protocol to make sure shit like this doesn't happen? That just seems like a weird fucking thing. I was just saying that before. Like, I brought that up before. How the fuck do they not have any fucking protocol, satellites, anything to track this? You can't use a satellite. You can't use anything to track. Oh, make sure that something like this won't fucking happen. What the fuck, dude? Piss poor planning, man. My nose itching. Hey, if you don't run me the fuck over, I'm gonna fuck your damn things up. So this is where the bulldozing comes in. We have an hour and 17 minutes left, so you got the whole. They don't find out who he really is, they don't hate him, then you gotta find a way to trust me again, then the big battle, and all this other shit. Then you just see it all coming, and you're just waiting for the shit just to occur and go on from there. Hmm. Too many blue people. I just, oh my god. I just do not give a flying F and flying fuck as to what's going on. God damn. I do not give a flying fucking shit. Oh, see, they're holding hands. You connected your hair pieces together. God damn it. Because it just. The reason I keep doing this is they're just going through the fucking motions. Going through the fucking motions. We know something's up with you. He's trying to put on the act, and then he's going, hey, yes. They find out it's him, and Zoe Saldana's going to be pissed, and blah, 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 blah. You betrayed us. We don't trust you. Then we'll find a way to fucking regain your trust. Just the typical shit that I've seen dozens of times, and again, I sit there go, all of the. I just can't help but give a fuck. Zero shits. Oh yeah, you don't beat him up when he's down. You couldn't fucking do it then. I can't kick his ass when he's alive. I'm gonna kick his ass when he's knocked out. Yeah, because you only know that's the only way you'll win a fucking fight, asshole. You can't win a fight straight on. You'll do it when he's knocked out sleeping and shit. You know he's a bad guy. He'll punch a cripple man out. How cool would this have been if it was Michael Biehn and Sigourney Weaver? That would have been such. See, this would have been such a cooler scene if it was Michael Biehn. You know, in Aliens, they're allies, but in this, they're antagonistic towards each other. How fucking cool would that have been for people? But no. And I'm sorry, Stephen Lane was just so hammy and over the top in this role. I think Michael Biehn would have been the more intimidating, cold-hearted guy. Stephen Lane, I just thought was a bit overdoing it. I know people disagree with that. That's fine. I would have much preferred Michael Biehn. I mean, anytime I think of Giovanni Ribisi, they just leave the line right. Just a bunch of trees. It's just a bunch of trees. I know people just say, well, yeah, I mean, there's only so many stories you could tell, and you just retell the stories, but with different technology or different other things. Yeah, that's weird what it is. But my God, man. It just is all like run in the mill story. See, I don't think the story, the plot, everything is as fucking great as people make it out to be. I really don't. It's a routine story, routine characters, routine villains, routine plot structure, overlawn, coated with a high digital paint that got people in the theaters, got people to praise the film based on that high digital paint. And for people, that was enough. And if that's enough, that's enough. That's fine. It just wasn't enough for me. Maybe if I was a kid, maybe if I was 10 years old, 12 years old, I would have liked this a lot more in that first impression. While when I first saw it, 2010s, I would have been 83 to 93, 93 to 2003. 27 years old. Yeah, about 27 years old, give or take, so different mindset. And yeah, in these scenes, Stephen Lane's not hamming it up. I'll give you that. He's not in these scenes. Once in a while he does. He doesn't do it consistently, to be fair. To be fair on that. Now, Giovanni Ribisi, I haven't talked about him. The first time I ever knew of Giovanni Ribisi was X-Files in the episode DPO, Darren Peter Oswald, in that episode. And that was the one where he was the kid who could have the powers of lightning and can kind of mess with electronic stuff. Killed Jack Black. Zapped him and stuff. To the tune of, "Hey man, nice shot." So that was the first one I ever saw him in. And I know early on he was in this film called The Mod Squad, based on the TV show. I think it was Omar Epps, and I forget who the girl was. God, I forget. Which I remember liking the trailer to The Mod Squad. The movie itself wasn't that good. It really wasn't. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, he was in Mind Ripper, that at times was called Hills of Ice Part 3, but had nothing to do with it. It's just Wes Craven's name was attached as like a producer. And I just said like, oh yeah, Hills of Ice 3 because it's in the desert. But it's really in this time. Lance Henriksen's in the film. This mutant that, could have this thing come out and hit people's minds and whatever the case. He played Lance Henriksen's son in that. I can't remember what the hell else he's been in. I know he's been in other stuff I've seen. See, this is where she knows the truth. She hates him. She's pissed off. Fuck you. Suck my dick. She don't have a dick, but suck my hair extension. You fucking prick. Of course, she don't want to listen to you. Then you don't have to do stuff to fucking convince them later on. Because they think you're a fucking prick. You think you're a piece of shit. At the end, like, you see this all coming a mile fucking away. And there's going to be a long battle. I don't even know what the fuck to talk about. It's just pretty much everything is CGI except some of the humans. Most of the Navi characters, I can't tell you much of a thing about them. They're shooting with bow and arrows, not going to do shit against these machines. I'm trying to think, does he escape and then one of the... Isn't there something like he captures that other creature, like that big flying creature? They go, wow, he captured that? That means there must be something to him, like something like that? I did. I'll find out eventually, but... Just I think this is like when people, what the fuck? Either you watch along with me, you're seeing what I'm seeing, or you just don't. Yeah, doesn't Michelle Rodriguez like hesitate or something? I mean, I don't know. So they're shooting the missiles at the base of the tree, killing some of the natives. There's explosions going all about. I know sometime soon. Well, I don't know, but yeah, Michelle Rodriguez, she's not going to fire. Yeah, just blowing the shit out of everything. Blowing the ever loving shit out of everything. Pretty much signifying that the tree is dying. The thing that they hold so precious is pretty much completely fucked. Isn't it around here? Sigourney Weaver's character gets like impaled or something? Something like that's happened sometime. I'm remembering that now. This is a big fucking tree. Humongous. Huge fucking tree. Big as shit. My acorns would be on that tree. Make a whole damn country from the wood from that tree. That tree alone, make a whole damn country out of it. Of houses out of it. And for him, just another day in the park. Job's done. You wanted your tree, you got it. So there you go. Well, that knobby's completely fucked up. Got an hour left of the fucking movie, man. Shit. Fuck, shit, fuck. Don't touch her, man. She don't be throw you off, be pissed at you, curse you out, fuck off. See, there you go, cursing. There you go. Push you. What I say, yeah. What the fuck do you expect? Get another piece of blue pie, poontang pie? What do you expect? I was surprised they taped her with him. At least the Sigourney Weaver one. He's just dazed and confused and whatever. So we're not at the final battle yet. That's right, okay. No shit, I know, no shit. Sure realize that they're going to this thing. Because it's gotta be the humans come up with a plan and get into the Na'vi again and learn what the hell to do next. Yeah, we don't say Michelle Rodriguez would be the one to help out. Well, there you go. Get your ass on the ground. And what the fuck you doing? Get your ass on the ground, man. You know, actually, I'm gonna look up something. What this anything on this third one coming out? Does it like with the second film? I could tell you, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the plot is of the second one. I honestly don't ever care to see the second film. I'll be honest. I don't ever care to see the second fucking movie because it's another 3 goddamn hours of this bullshit. No. I can't say I care. And honestly, I'll be right back because I gotta take a piss. Which is what happens when you have these long ass fucking films. See you in a bit. Alright, this is Matt once again. I'm paused at 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 53 seconds. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Alright, sorry. A lot of stuff has happened in between, believe it or not. I was just going to leave to the restroom. I won't get in and out, but a whole lot of stuff happened, so let's get back into the movie. So where we are in the film, they're trying to sneak out in order to get to the Na'vi and try to get some help to them. He's trying to. Of course, Stephen Lane's trying to shoot him. Of course he is. Why would he not be? And Michelle Rodriguez is flying them out. Okay. Just getting to the vibe. Again. She got wounded in between. Okay. See, that shows how little I remember this film. I thought she got fucking impaled or something. No, she got wounded here. Sorry, I don't know what else to say. It's just pretty much them flying around. Sigourney Weaver's hurt. And they have to figure out how... They have to try to figure out what to do next. You think, wonder like with future technology if they have anything to heal her better, or they just don't have it on this ship. I mean, it's the future, you know. You think they have maybe something a little bit more advanced for healing? Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, I know, I know. You hear the cat. Not much I can do about it. Sorry I seem a bit more subdued. I really don't know what else to say about this film. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do a commentary in the first place, but here we are. Oh, shut up, cat. I'm not in the mood. I'm really not in the mood. Well, if they got no animals tried to bite him, bite the body, rip up the body, or hump the body. Guess he should be thankful for that. A lot of white ash. There you go. Oh, the thing remembered him. Well, there you go. At least one guy who likes him. That's something, I guess. Ah, yeah, that's the one we saw earlier. I was thinking there was some part where he'd get to another one, and that will be kind of his proving to them, I'm the guy who you should listen to. At least that's what it would seem like to me. That is a big fucking creature, I'll say that. Big fucking creature. Just goddamn look at that. They're definitely impressed by that now. I mean, he made it look easy. I just did above it and hopped down below it, below me to get to it. Guess that's all it took. Yeah, I guess that is all it took. Got that creature, and now everyone's like trying to kiss my ass. Well, maybe sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes it's the simple things. Sometimes it is the simple things, I guess. Yeah, take a look at me. Take a look at this. Is that you really want to fuck with me? Look what I got right there. That was, I don't know, something about that looks really awkward. Well, probably because Sigourney Weaver's face is entirely CGI onto that. Like, yeah, her entire, looks like her whole body's CG. Her face is CG. Wow, okay. I thought they playing row, row, row your boat. Doing this like a fucking drunk. Everybody's drunk. That damn drunk shindig in Matrix Reloaded. Everyone is too drunk. Possessed. Possession. Possessed. Yep, there she goes. But it said like, I guess she plays the daughter and what, the daughter or something fucking. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like all that for nothing. Did a whole powwow for nothing. It's like, oh, what a waste of time. Sorry, folks, you did all that row, row, row your boat and, shindig, voodoo, look like you got possessed for nothing. But I guess, with the story, you had to make him lose something a little bit more personal. And get a little bit of fire in his belly for the stuff that's going to occur. I guess you call this kind of your Braveheart scene, or whatever the hell scene. Morpheus and I forget, what did he do in Reloaded or the third one? The scene where the guy, giving the speech, everyone's like, hoorah, let's do it. They may take our land, but never take our freedom. All that shit. Stuff you heard many, many, many times throughout the years. Again and again and again. Sorry, I'm not saying anything because it's just them flying out after the big speech and there. I mean, there's a lot of there's not much to say. Like I said, the visuals just blend together for me. The designs of the Na'vi blend in to me. They don't look the same, but they look similar enough that blue, 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 more blue. Well, now there's the one with all the red paint on. So there you go. Be right back. Alright, I'm paused at 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 7 seconds. Unpause now. And you know what? There was a bit where I was like, a lot of stuff happened. I'll say it now because as of now, it's been resolved. You never know in the future. So, since I don't care about the movie, I'll tell about my story as Stephen Lane's giving his speech to the troops. So I'm doing this commentary. And I hear something, but I don't think anything of it because it's countryside in Texas. Then when I said, I gotta go take the piss, I turn and there's a snake right there in front of where I need to go to the bathroom. Now, it was a small one. I think it's what you call the Texas rat snake. So they're not deadly or anything, but I just should be lucky it's the first time that that's happened. So I tried to do something and it disappeared. I'm like, where the hell did it go? I know they're fast, but... And so I devised a plan. I have over here, you can over here, there's two places, two doors. One is to the water heater and it's connected to the bathroom. So what I did was, in case somehow it was still in here in some corner, I took stuff I wasn't using, curtains, not curtains, coverings for your bed. I have a couple of them. And I put them under the doors. So, if he tried, you hear rustling, and he couldn't escape. And you know, when I said, I'll be right back because I heard something, and it was right there, trying to get back to the bathroom, but it couldn't because I blocked it off. Was able to corner it behind this cupboard, where some movies are, and was able to get it. No, I did not kill it, although I should have, but I, with the vehicle, went all very, 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 very far away and just dropped it. So it was not quite the next county, but I mean, far enough away. Let it go and then come back. Now, is Texas, you live out in the middle of nowhere in the country, stuff like that's bound to happen, whether it be roaches, whether it be, or something like that, but just first time for anything. But thankfully, as of right now, because that's why I was like, when I came back, it was very subdued. It's like, what if I can't find it? What if, you know, it will be here all night? Thankfully, it's gone. So what I will do is, from now on, I will keep this bathroom and stuff with stuff stuffed up. Because more likely it came from, I mean, it's the water heater, and I mean, it's, or the vents. Yeah, I mean, it's anything, especially if they're that small. So you never know. But yeah, you take precautions, you be extra careful, and you live another day. And it's just how it has to be. Because, I mean, everybody goes through that stuff. Not states, but it's something. Something you know, something you have gets broke. Someone you know gets hurt. Something breaks down. Something, you know, everyone has either maybe a pest, maybe it's rats, maybe it's mice, maybe it's something else. Every city, every person has something. If it's not an animal, it's a vegetable, it's real life, you know, it is what it is. So, thankfully, to live to fight another day. So, yeah, that's all good. But I got a little bit of mellow yellow to, you know, celebration to at least get that little fucker out. And it was the same one because I could tell it's the same coloring. It's Texas rats. They're not, they go after rats. So technically, I mean, they're good for, you know, just be outside. And I mean, to be fair, I could tell it was more steer to me. Like, it was kind of like hesitant and kind of shy, that type of thing. So, you know, if it was a spider this big, that'd be a different matter. You know, it is what it is. So, for those who watch the Avatar commentary, you'll get a little extra 5-minute spiel. And so if anyone knows or remembers or says this story, then I know you got through a good chunk of this commentary. So it'll probably be Lucas. And Lucas, if you're watching Lucas, if I may ask Lucas, when I'm in a live stream, don't bring this up. Because I want to see if anyone else ever does. Just to test if they watch the commentary. Because you may very well be the only one that watches this far. But if you're not, whenever I do a next stream, then I'll know. But if, again, so all I ask for Lucas is don't say anything in the stream. Because again, I want to see if anybody else will hear this story. So, you know, but hope you're doing well, Lucas, and your mom. I'm sure you know that everybody goes through, something always happens. You take a breather. I mean, let's put it this way: it could be worse. I could be one of these people in a war, in a battle, in a fight, and then there you go. You know what I mean? Could be in the middle of that, and the shit hits the fan, so to speak. So you never know. You never know, and no one's half the battle. Anyway, so now we're getting to this big battle here. This is the big battle. The last, well, half an hour. Well, then you got end credits. End credits probably like 10 minutes long, give or take. Here's your seahorse looking things. They kind of do look like seahorses. I mean, they're supposed to be horses, but they look like seahorses. Sorry, I'm not saying that. We're just in the middle of this big old battle, big old fight. Dragon thing, bird things versus these aerial vehicles. Damn. Fucking bullseye with that bow and arrow, isn't it? Weird fucking bullseye. Yeah, these mech things, they definitely remind me of what you would see later in Edge of Tomorrow that Tom Cruise was using. That's a film I do like more than this. The Edge of Tomorrow does have a lot of CGI, but that's a film I got more into the plot, the humor, like of some like the whole story, the character arcs of Tom Cruise. Probably my favorite Tom Cruise film. That or Collateral. That is a very good film. But yeah, apparently like they brought. So yeah, I didn't see the second film, but apparently they brought Stephen Lane back. I probably did hear about that before, and I'm like, really? You can't have like new villain? You blow a shower, then why don't you? That's that Michelle Rodriguez died. I did Michelle Rodriguez. Okay, Michelle Rodriguez. I actually don't mind as an actress. She gets. She got kind of. what's the term? She was the tough girl after that film Girl Fight, so she was always cast as the tough girl. Typecast. She definitely got typecast as that kind of character, and I don't mind her in the Fast and Furious films. I actually really liked her in Battle Los Angeles. I think that's an underrated film. I didn't have a film with a lot of CGI, but I do like the film. That's a film I got into. Aaron Eckhart's character, the other soldiers. More my kind of movie, the story, the setting, environment wise. Damn, wrecking house and then some. Well, not anymore. Got a little bit. Yeah, but too bad they. I mean, she's not dead yet, but too bad they killed Michelle Rodriguez's character. No, just again, I don't mind the actress. In Fast and Furious, like some of the ways they wrote where it's like she's dead, but she's not dead, and she's got amnesia. Now she doesn't have amnesia anymore. Is that okay? So that's not her fault. It was the way the character was written. I mean, is Sam Worthington going to fucking do anything? Or much of anything? See, one guy got shot, Michelle Rodriguez is dead, one doesn't have their damn animal. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You guys getting your ass kicked. And then some. You guys don't do anything or such? You're getting your ass kicked, pal. Is all Sam Worthington done just fly around this fucking creature? He might have done something earlier and I just completely bypassed it because I was too busy talking about other stuff, but god damn, man. But yeah, some of these like face movements are pretty good on the Navi. I will say, and the eyes especially. Very cat-like eyes. Yeah, she's trying to figure out what the hell to do next. Interesting designs on animals. Ooh, there you go. Impaled and all. Well, that's what you get, pal. That's what you get. Damn, it's like the animals don't kick more ass than the Navi. The animal's doing work, son. Sam Worthington, you don't fucking do anything. You got a gun and you got this fucking bird. You don't fucking do anything. You're just flying around talking. Fucking do something. God damn. I want to know what body count is. How many Sam Worthington have actually fucking killed? You done anything? Is Sam Worthington finally going to do something? I got those 3 or so. Blow the shit out of that. There you go. I finally did something. Yeah, blew the shit out of that. Or at least it doesn't took that down. Now let's see if you can take this down. Huh? Got. Not exactly what he wanted to do, but at least accomplish something. I didn't remember that he took an actual fucking rocket. I'm thinking, where's the damn bird? Oh, yes, there you go. Jesus. Yeah, just the over saturation, everything just CGI. God damn. Does that big gun have like a fucking look like a sword underneath it? Of course, yeah. If you kill him, everything, there you go. It's like damn Wildcat from He-Man, Battle Cat. I don't know why I keep thinking the damn He-Man theme's going to pop up. I forgot that the mech, like, they had a big fucking knife for it. This sounds dumb, but why would you have, like, a big giant knife for your mech? Like, you can, I mean, you can't have, like, another fucking gun or something in place of that? Instead of having this big fuck off knife, I guess. Just in case, I guess. Well, I guess now we know why that thing had, like, this big knife sword underneath so he could use it for this fight. Well, I guess, I mean, maybe it's like last resort. If you run out of bullets, then you could use that. Same with the knife. I just, I guess to be fair, if you have a last resort, you run out of ammo, you could use that. Although, like, the thing Sam Worthington has, I could kind of understand is connected with it. An actual, like, hand knife, I don't know. You know, if you're good throw, you can get him right between the eyes. Or right between the balls. Depends how your throw is. Because why the fuck do I like that he stands there for like a full 10 seconds before understanding what the hell is going on. I don't stand and watch him. Oh shit, I better go over here. I'm guessing, did the other guy move him, or something else? Guy taking that girl all this time to get off that fucking animal, really? There you go. I just give the final kill to her, I guess so. Why do you push the fucking chair away? Wouldn't it be better to get to the chair to then, you know, sit in the chair and then get to the fucking mask? That way you just slide, sit down, and roll to it? That's a big fucking lady. A lot of guys would love to have a lady that big. Amazonian. Some guy's fetish, I'm sure. Like, why you have to be so ugly? I mean, that's what she says to him. Ah, humans, why are you so ugly? Am I supposed to care about any of these fucking Navi here? Why am I supposed to care about any of these Navi? Like, why am I supposed to care about this guy dying? Why am I supposed to give a shit about that? One was a guy that was trying to get with the Zoe Saldana and then didn't, and was like, why am I supposed to care? I don't care. I don't give a shit. Do not give a fuck. Like, the only Navi you probably would care about is Sam Worthington or Zoe Saldana if you do care. So other than that, then what? Like, I'm talking about like the ones in the background, the one dying. Who cares? Yeah, these guys are like, hey, go the fuck home. Okay, so this is why they did the whole thing with the Sigourney Weaver. Is this is what's supposed to happen? You transfer one to the other, so we see one fail, and we set up the whole idea of how that transpires and that that is a thing, so that it can succeed here. Well, what do they do to the body then? Do they just throw it away? Do they put it in a fucking fridge or something? Just in case something happens with this body, maybe you go back? I don't know, maybe you can't. And it's like, well, what the hell happens with this? With, bury it? And put it in a freezer or something. Avatar. Well, thankfully this has been done. This has been a hell of a fucking ordeal and a hell of a fucking night. Not just with this fucking film, but with personal stuff as well. Been a hell of a fucking night, but it is what it's done now. I just have to review the film. I don't even know how long the review will be, because what the hell am I going to say? Ain't my kind of movie. Just flipping through to see if there's anything at the end credits. I think the idea was that Sigourney Weaver, you know, her character died. She's not coming back. But I think she did come back for the second film. So there you go. Well, there you go. That's it. That's all she wrote. I'll stop here. It's been a hell of a thing, and then I'll do the review, and we'll go from there. I gotta edit all this shit together. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.